Most people can't bear a truth about motivation so forbidden. It is the kind of truth that shakes the foundations of what we believe and challenges the very core of our desires. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius deeply grasped this reality. Living by it, he changed not only his own, but also the lives of people in his surroundings. This is a hard reality that requires resilience, willpower, and relentless discipline. Most people will avoid it. They would rather find solace in the dishonesty society frequently offers them. Still, this fact does not respect comfort. It doesn't like excuses. It appeals to people ready to confront the ruthlessness of life unequivocally. This reality will either break or make you, and while many will run from it, those who have the courage to accept it will find a depth of inner fortitude few can fathom. Are you prepared to face the forbidden impulse that only the strong may really grasp? If this is the case, brace yourself, since this knowledge is not for the faint of heart. Are you ready to hear it? The harsh truth of weakness. An uneasy acceptance starts the blocked truth. Weakness is a decision. We let to find when we don't act. We did not inherit it. In his wisdom, Marcus Aurelius viewed weakness not as a natural flaw, but as a refusal to confront the difficulties of life. He knew that our weakness came from our lack of capability to act when action is needed. Weakness begets more weakness. It is a vicious circle starting the second we determine to pull back rather than advance. Every time we avoid discomfort, we empower it more. A mental attitude that regards weakness as a natural aspect of its existence is doomed to be still, for it is in facing challenges that real strength is born. Still, one can break this loop. First off, confront your own weaknesses forth up. Acknowledge them openly, lacking any apology or resistance. Courage, not failure, accepting our weaknesses is. The time we start building muscle is when we stop hiding from ourselves. Confronting something directly and acting decisively is the only way to get over what weakens us. Only then can we start to form ourselves into the strong creatures we may become. Life is not fair. Deal with it. Marcus Aurelius never saw life as just, and neither should you. The banned truth is this: fairness does not exist in nature, so hoping it to be a guiding principle would only result in disappointment and failure. At its most basic level, life is indifferent. The laws of nature, the rise and fall of empires, the fortunes of people, none of these is constrained by any notion of equity. On the other side, the powerful thrive. They don't lament the cards they have gotten, they act upon them. They change their heads, rather. They prevail over. Rather than on the unfairness of the circumstance, they concentrate on how they might move ahead in spite of it. This attitude sets apart people who rise from those who crash. In his daily reflections, Aurelius often stressed that the external world does not owe us anything. Expecting fairness only exposes you to letdown. The real exam is our reaction to the unjustness of the globe. Do we find the power to rise despite the odds, or do we crumble under its weight? To accept the natural injustice of life is not resignation, but rather empowerment. Stopping desiring for fairness stops you from devoting your energy to something beyond your control. Your control is restored. By accepting the disparities of life, you find the final motivation source. One sees from experience that success is driven more by resiliency, versatility, and steady determination to continue moving forward against all odds than by fairness. The enemy of comfort. Habit. Weakening oneself. Comfort kills motivation and advancement in silence. It sedates you with guarantees of simplicity, calm, and safety, but in fact, it gradually saps you. Marcus Aurelius clearly and precisely grasped this truth. Knowing that real strength is created in hardship and self-giving, he turned down every kind of comfort. Comfort was for him an enemy of personal growth, a condition that kept the body and mind stationary. Though harsh, the forbidden truth is plain. Comfort dulls your capacity and binds you to mediocrity. Choosing comfort over difficulty means opting out of the very battles that would make you into a more powerful, more resolute person. Comfort, although first glance harmless, ultimately makes you complacent, unable to face unpleasantness or go beyond your capacity. Aurelius understood that facing hardship creates every great accomplishment or development. One finds their true stated strength in the fight. Every challenge is a chance to go beyond what you were yesterday, to grow your skills and attain. Accepting unease is hard work, though. It entails a change in attitude and a will to develop at any cost. To move through pain, to step into the unfamiliar and the challenging, is the only way to reveal your authentic strength. These challenges help you to develop the psychological and physical toughness required to conquer everything. Real power comes from facing discomfort head-on with willpower and resolve to overcome. The Stoic attitude is control and acceptance. The Stoic doctrine offers the unpleasant reality that power is an illusion. The circumstances playing out around us, nor do we direct. We cannot manage the world. The search of regulation of every situation is a pointless effort, one that would only lead to despair and failure. In his wisdom, Marcus Aurelius saw this truth and embraced an attitude of differentiating what is within our control from what is outside our domain. On the other hand, we can choose our reaction to the world. The strong understand that real power does not lie in trying to manipulate every outcome, but in mastering their reactions to the inevitable challenges of life. We are shaped not by the outside circumstances, but by our inner decisions and our acceptance of life exactly as it is. Based on control and acceptance, the Stoic attitude drives long-term inspiration. Accepting that there will always be circumstances beyond our control relieves us of the weight of unattainable standards. We stop wasting energy fighting against the natural course of events and instead focus on what we can change, our response. Focusing on developing internal power, resilience, and intelligence allows us to handle life's hardships gracefully and poise attitude. Control of external situations is an illusion. Control of our thoughts, actions, and emotions is real. It is by means of acceptance that we have persistent inspiration. Embracing what we cannot change and accepting responsibility for what we can helps us to find a profound and unmovable energy driving us ahead against all odds. Development calls for suffering. Those who are most powerful do not shy from suffering, they go after it. Marcus Aurelius knew that real strength is created in the very crucible of suffering, therefore it is not to be dreaded. Our character is tried and polished in the hot of adversity. The prohibited truth is this: to escape pain is to escape development. Without challenges, there is no growth. Minus obstacles, minus adversity, we stagnate and fail to reach our full potential. Aurelius thought that our real power are discovered via acceptance of suffering. Meeting suffering and difficulty directly gives us resilience, knowledge, and the resolute will that marks the toughest people. The most potent change results from accepting suffering, not trying to get around it. Learning to elegantly confront pain and challenge enables us to access the power inside us to conquer any barrier and be the most perfect versions of ourselves. Marcus Aurelius prohibited motivation is not something every other individual can have. Facing the harsh facts of life requires bravery, willpower, and perseverance. Weakness is a choice to make. Life is not fair. Comfort will ruin you. To expand, one has to suffer. Though not pleasant, these are the cornerstones of actual power. Embracing these beliefs will free a force inside you that most people may never experience. Where some see failure, Others see resilience, and where some see hopelessness, others see purpose. You will mold yourself into something indestructible, a power that navigates life with direction and purpose, unaffected by the challenges you encounter. The question now is, will you accept the forbidden truth, or will you let fear and comfort keep you weak? The choice is yours. Subscribe to learn more about how to become the strongest version of yourself by following the path Marcus Aurelius set out for those willing to face the brutal realities of life. United, we shall find inside you the power to conquer everything.